I haven't done it for quite a while, but today we're going to be ranking every single playstyle in FC25. Now, I don't like the names for all of these tiers, so let me change them.
2 hours later.
Actually, they were kind of alright. We've just changed it to goated, great, and useful. So, to get things started, we've got Relentless. Now, I'm going to be looking at this from a perspective of Ultimate Team, because on Pro Clubs, obviously, certain playstyles are better than others. And to kick things off, as I said, Relentless. I'm going to simply put this in useful. It's great for midfielders, but you don't want it as a playstyle plus. I feel like you can't put something in goated if you only ever really want it as a base playstyle. It helps your midfielders run throughout the whole game, or your fullbacks depending on how you play, but there's just better ones in the game, more exciting ones. And chip shot is not one of them. Honestly, I think chip shot can go into trash, but it might get moved up to bad. Honestly, I don't feel the difference with it. Nothing really ever makes me want to go for a chip shot. Even if the keeper's rushing out, a trivela or a finesse or a low driven or just a normal shot often still will work. Now we've got first touch. Now it's important to keep in mind, bad doesn't mean bad as in it makes your card worse. It just means it doesn't make your card that much better. So hope that clears things up. First touch, useful. I do feel that what you want it to do is like do some crazy first touch animation or be able to take a great touch with your back to goal and move forward straight away, and it's not the best playstyle for doing that, so it's just going in useful. And aerial, I'm going to put in bad. It's okay, but very rarely do you actually get across into the box to need the aerial playstyle. And now we move on to bruiser. I understand how it works now, and it is going to go in goated for us. At fullback, it is so good, just barging wingers off the ball. At centre back, it is so good, barging those strikers off the ball and just getting in the way of the players without actually having to make a tackle, and quite often not making a foul. It might end up moving down to great though, depending on everything else. Now, I am actually going to be ranking goalkeeper playstyles now because I know how they work. They might not all be on here, but I'll do the ones that are on here. We've got far reach plus, and it has to go ungoated. Probably the best goalkeeping playstyle. Helps you stop some crazy finesses, some crazy trivelas, and the best goalkeeper in the game, David De Gea, has it. Now we've got trivela, and this is the thing. Last time I did this sort of tier list video on playstyles, I put trivela in goated because I love trivelas, but what I've learnt since then is that you really do not need the playstyle. Maybe to do the crazy ones on an angle back then, yes. But now, if you know how to do trivelas with precision, you don't need this. It's not trash though. Can be useful for through balls. I'm just going to put it in bad for now, even though I've just literally described it as useful. It's not really that useful. And flare can go into trash. Honestly, it doesn't even need to be in this game. Seriously. Dead ball, I am going to put into useful. Because quite literally, it has its uses. It's very good at making these crazy powerful free kicks, like especially those trivela ones from outside the box. Well, I mean, obviously outside the box, that's where free kicks are taken. But I will say that dead ball plus, sometimes the line can be a bit too long and kind of not exactly point you in the correct direction as to where the player's shooting. Quick step, goated. It's one of the best playstyles on the game. It has to go there. So great for wingers, so good for strikers. And when you're using attacking players, it's almost a bit of a disappointment when a card doesn't have this at least at a base. And we're on a good streak here. Low driven, I think, is also going to go into goated. Maybe subject to moving down because the base playstyle is good enough, but I think it's good there for now. Just being able to quickly turn into a shot without needing to put any power and even wasting a millisecond extra. Just being able to tap shoot and it go into the bottom corner is so useful. You don't have to green time it, nothing. And now we've got deflector, bad. I feel like it's not as good as what it's meant to do. It doesn't always deflect the ball away from danger. Saves with feet or footwork, I'm going to go with great. Good for stopping those low drivens, which I just talked about. And press proven is also going to go into great for me. I think when I was talking about first touch not necessarily being great for when you're facing, or when you have your back to goal and turning quickly, that's where press proven comes in. It is so good for that. Like any card you've ever used that has press proven plus, and you turn around with your back to goal, you'll see this playstyle pop up. You won't actually see the first touch playstyle pop up. And if you're wondering why I have the playstyle plus indicator thing on when I play. It's just because I wanted to learn actually about what these playstyles do more often. An incisive pass. For the whole entire year, I would put this in GOATed. However, I think it's had a nerf. It feels like it's had a nerf. I think I read something about it having a nerf. You can't play crazy line splitting passes just with this playstyle anymore. And I think for that reason, it's going to have to go down into great. Great is still, hence the name, a great playstyle. It is extremely good. It's extremely useful. But I don't think anymore it's like a playstyle I look for in a card and go, it needs to have this.
By the way, just to justify that a little bit more, it's because on a striker I'd rather have other passing playstyles, or on a winger I'd rather have other passing playstyles. It might still be the best for a centre mid, but it's not as good for every position.
Slide tackle can go on bad as well. Slide tackles are just kind of luck based. Rushes out a goal, useful. I can't play with a card that doesn't have this as a base play style, but they're goalkeepers at the end of the day. Just being able to break up play so easily, it's insane. Then we've got, is this the... I can't think of the name of this one, but I think it might be cross-claimer. Bad. You know what, I'm actually just going to put it in trash. It never does anything. And now this is where I have a problem. I think I've put too many in goated. So I am going to actually move Bruiser down to great. But I am going to put pinged passing goated. I actually think this is probably the best passing playstyle in the game right now. Maybe there's one that's better. But just being able to drive the ball into your midfielders. Or I, for example, have Denzel Dumfries at right back. I put the pinged pass plus on him. And you can just skip the build-up play and get it straight to your winger. You don't even have to worry about playing through the midfield, beating the press. Just bang, out to your wingers. It is so useful for that. And it's always an accurate pass. The problem I have with other passing playstyles is sometimes they can be a bit off where you really want them. I never have a problem with pinged pass if they have the playstyle plus. And I have finally learnt how to do this playstyle again, and it's going to go in goated for me. Best shooting playstyle in the game. I'd even have it above low driven. Same can be said for low driven though, but I think at the start of the year I struggled with finesses. You know, I was learning precision shooting and I wasn't that great at them, but now that I got the hang of it, it's so good. It just bails you out of so many situations. You think, I don't know what to do. You see a slight angle open up, boom, finesse shot, top corner, goal. Block, I think you can just put this in useful. You notice it when it's there and you notice it when it's not there. You can tell it's missing. So it has to just go in useful. Power header, bad. If aerial's in, a power header can go into trash because it never even does anything when I have it on a card. Aerial just does everything. Jockey, useful. Good for fullbacks when wingers are about to cut in. You think they're going to cut in. And that's really its only use for me. I mean, it's good for centre backs when they're running with their striker. But most people would just defend with a CDM anyway. Anticipate. I'm tempted to... This might be controversial. You can cancel me if you want. I might put this down in great. I feel like it's not as insanely broken as it used to be. Although you do just need it on your set. No. I can't go that far. It has to be in goated. If you are using a card in this day and age that doesn't have anticipate, a centre back, you can't. If they don't have anticipate plus, you're not using them. Or just anticipate base. Rapid, gonna have to go in great for me. I prefer quick step. But as a combo, they're good for speed boosting. Acrobatic, trash. With Relentless, for example, if you have it as a playstyle plus, you think, oh, that's a waste. I would have rather had something else as a playstyle plus, but at least it helps. Acrobatic, you're annoyed as a base playstyle. You wish you had another base playstyle. Trickster, purely for trickster fake shots, it has to go in great for me. It's actually really good. And it can be useful to just click the right stick. I'm not great with Trickster, but if I just click the right stick with my Elise Evo, sometimes I'll whip something out and I go, yep, that works. Long throw, trash. It makes sense to have this in the game. You know, I don't think they should take it out, but it is just crap. Technical. Also going to go in great for me. Got back into using it recently. However, this year, I prefer it more for centre mids. I swear your players can't make first line passes if they don't have this playstyle. It's ridiculous. You need it on all your attacking and midfield players. I mean, I've got Thierry Henry without Tiki Taka, and you do notice it. It's very noticeable. And same with Vinny Jr. I wish they had it. Long ball. Was a bit of a hater of it towards the start of the year, but it is quite good. Now that players have really high passing stats, you can do some crazy switches. I'm going to put it in great, but it's definitely between great and useful. Whipped pass. Useful. And at this point, power shot, bad. It doesn't really do anything different. They're not that crazy good. They're still slow. And it's long throw, bad. Now, my problem with this tier list is that it does not line up where useful is the most popular. So I'm going to have to move something from goated down into great and something from great down into useful. Maybe even two things. And you know what? I am going to put Trickster into useful just because, for me anyway, there's only really two things you can do with it. With a lot of these play styles, I mean, finesse shots, you can say, yeah, the only thing you can do are finesse shots. But you can go from outside of the box, you can go from inside of the box, you can go far post curling, you can go near post to catch the keeper off guard. Quick step, you got speed boost, just actually being pacey. Low drivens, you can turn and shoot. They're good for one-on-ones if you don't know what to do. Intercept. These have more uses, I would say. We're on the road to 25 million subscribers, so hopefully we can get there. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.